Welcome back, Hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we returned Monster Hunter World Iceborne Community Edition for what is our last episode of Iceborne's story. We went through and took down Black Veil Valhazak on Monday, Wednesday we took down Namiel, and now we've got the final hunt ahead of ourselves. So I'm just going to stop in here at the canteen to get something to eat, and then we're going to talk to the field team leader to embark. And with it being the probably the final episode of the series, we are going to let this play through full as well. Well, we've got a good blast bow set. I'm not going to say a great blast bow set, but it's been good enough to carry us through, again, the last two hunts without too much difficulty. Namiel was a little trickier to tackle just because of the fact that a lot of its attacks are wide-ranging sweeps, and if you don't time out your evades quite right, you're going to get blasted by a pressure washer. But what we've got ahead shouldn't be too much of an issue, and we'll see how well the armor set holds up for it. So we just gotta head up here, talk to the leader, and embark. Oh.
If you're off to face the old Everwyrm, be damn sure you're ready before getting on that airship.
I didn't even realize you could actually come back here and check the progress anytime you wanted, I guess.
Yeah.
The time has come. Be ready when you board that ship. All our work's led up to this. Our investigations all point to this spot. But we still don't know a thing about what's waiting there for us. If you have any doubts about whether you're prepared, and concerns about your gear, take care of them now. I have to say, though, those Nergigantic tracks you and the Admiral found in the Reach are worrisome. We don't know where it is or what it's after, but we have to focus on the old Everwyrm for now. Once you're ready, say the word.
Let's go.
Alright, let's get aboard. Let's go.
Go get him.
Let's head out, and may the Sapphire Star light our way. Down to just the one player, we are good to embark. Yeah, that's one thing I didn't realize, is that you might have been able to check that table with the map as you slowly kept progressing through, so you could kind of see how it would build out and around. I think it's one of those things nobody ever stops to realize they could do, so you don't see how it gets chronologically built up on over time. But we're going to embark and tackle what we have ahead of ourselves.
This old Everwyrm, from what we know, has the power to obliterate ecosystems from their very foundation. It's able to use the Everstream to travel underground, and no one knows when and where its influence will be felt. Worst case, if this thing really does exist, we must stop it no matter the cost. We don't know what's going to happen out there, but I do know that we will not fail. Oh, yeah.
Look at her. Fixed her up nice. It's the very first prototype airship. The one we built when we first arrived. The other ones were dismantled, but this one survived. I'm happy. This old girl is getting a second chance at life. You're really staying?
Well, it was our job to open the path. Their job is gonna be to finish it. Honestly, I'm just happy we were the trailblazers.
All right. Suit yourself.
Hey!
Take this with you.
No. It's yours, and we're going together. This may be a 5th Fleet assignment, but your master left you something to find. If you don't chase that truth, then it will be lost forever. Come with us.
Well, the Commission ordered us old-timers to sit this one out. But personally, I think you need to go.
And we can't have you getting in trouble while they're gone, huh?
All right. Fine. Let's go.
I like the airship is literally just let's attach a balloon to the tallest mast of the ship, and then that's it. We've got a landmass.
It's real.
There it is. Just as we predicted.
Let's go. Take us down.
So, the old Everwyrm is here, huh? There's no telling what'll happen, so stay on your toes.
Yeah, we should be all set. Let's head out onto the hunting ground. Nergigante.
Nergigante?
Runer Nergigante.
Why does Caleb just talk about it? We can't let it interfere. You have to get rid of it somehow, partner.
Yeah, truth be told, Runer was a little bit of a letdown in design for me. Like, I like the idea of giving Nergigante like a subspecies or variant or something, but all they really did was give more spikes and make some metal. I was kind of hoping it would be more like Runer is like less is more in a way, because of how much experience and fighting it's done. It loses a lot of the excess spikes and such, but the ones that do stay are like more honed or blade-like. Ow. That hurt a fair bit. Oh, and you know what? Might as well snag the free material if I can. Although, truth be told, I don't think it's actually anything all that interesting to get from Runer at this stage. Yeah, I think it's just large Elder Dragon bones is all we get from him at this point. Because there's still a ways off to go before we'll properly be hunting Runer if we did continue with playing through the game. Ow, that was a hard hit. Come on, let the bleeding stop. Okay, bleeding stopped, but we also did get smacked in the back pretty hard. Not what I wanted to do. God, that's one thing I really dislike about some of Iceborne's, like, not just Iceborne, I should say World 2. It's like all these little things where you can run up them and get like a little leaping attack. They're more annoying than they are helpful, because the character gets locked into that animation, even though you're not trying to do that majority of the time. Ow. Yeah, Runa, would you stop being right on top of me? God, one thing I want is to have a way to set, like, the follow distance that your Palicos and that have. Because it'd be really nice to make sure that they always keep a certain distance away from you. That you don't have to worry about them if they are going to take the monster's focus. They don't just have it drawn right back on top of you. Like how Runa keeps frickin' doing it with us. Like, okay, the monster is out there. Stop following me literally right behind me when you have full health. Okay, gotta go down to let the bleed wear off. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is also meant to be easy mode Runer, too. Okay, gotta let the stamina regenerate for a while, and then we should be good too. Get a little bit more off on it. Yeah, objective complete. We're all done. No, we're far from it. Oh, wait, can we actually... Oh, you can carve it. I didn't think you actually were able to carve Runer. Although, again, at this stage, all you'll get are large Elder Dragon bones, because this isn't meant to be your true hunt with this monster. It does feel like a little bit of a strange toss-in that was kind of hinted to with the thorns, but much more of Runer's actual inclusion feels kind of weird to the rest of the story. But what we're really in store for is going to be right after this. But yeah, Runa, I do not like you. You have to learn to be better. That put me up to Hunter rank 43. Oh, and Master rank 22. But you can tell that there's more to this because that wasn't your typical end screen.
Hey, partner! Are you hurt? Any injuries?
Gather yourself. It's definitely here.
The song.
This is something too big for us to take on. We gotta escape. Retreat now.
No, this is my hunt.
Understood. Don't worry about him. He can handle himself. I know. I've been his partner this whole time.
And I've done next to nothing to actually help him.
He's the one who can do this. He's a master hunter of the 5th Fleet. The best we have.
Make sure you get a good look at that thing. And you better come back in one piece.
And there it is. Kind of. Now, this is the design stage of this monster that I really like. And then there's another stage that I really do not like. Like, this feels really cool, like you're up against a living mountain.
Maybe attacks to the head and chest are effective?
But yeah, this was where I think taking a blast bow was actually an interesting choice, because we were basically dynamite mining this guy. But I love how this... Honestly, this makes me feel like it builds up to a different monster than what it actually does. 'Cause this is Shar Ishbalda's kind of like crystal stone armor. And once we actually get through more of the fight, there's a lot of questions that start getting posed that I don't think ever get answered all that well. Like, I'm just going to run under you to take that, thank you. But yeah, this big, slow, lumbering, living rock or boulder was really interesting.
Keep focusing on the head and chest.
Oh, okay, somehow I was actually in perfect placement, well, to avoid some of that. Okay, heal up. There we go. Another good one on it. Nope, can't tenderize that apparently. Yeah, so that is supposedly the origin of the song, is it using like some kind of vibration technique into the earth. Though I don't think it ever explains all that much of what it's doing when it does that.
Was its wing vibrations all along?
There's another park break. Now, my question is for... I'm sure there are some people who will know how this monster operates, but what do you think it's channeling here? Like, is it magnetism it's using? Is it, it says it's using vibrations, so you kind of would think, like, possibly sound waves in some regard, but my issue with that is, how does all the stone stay on it if that's what it's using? Like, it has an armor that, as you can see, is very firmly attached to itself. But if it's able to, like, use its vibrations to create sand pools, as we saw there, how is the armor sticking so well to it? Or, like, all this stone in that? Ow. Yeah, we'll get that on for a little bit of extra health. Get the free bit of that. Yeah, we're slowly excavating the big thing. And one thing that's interesting too is it actually looks like it has claws underneath the stone on its front legs. But I don't actually believe that's the case for it. Like, the movements there remind me a lot of... I'm trying to think of what monster that is.
Something through the cracks you've made.
Yeah, this is going to hurt. Okay, Vitality Mantle thankfully covered most of it. Ooh, there we go. Okay, do that. I saw a bit of slinger ammo somewhere. There we go. Yeah, see, like, it looks like he has, or the monster has claws, and it's something entirely different. Oh, we gotta be careful of what it's doing here. Oh. There's another good part break. And just lay into him. And get out of the sand. Ooh, boy. Oh, that actually still got me from, I guess, the boulders it turned up. Yeah, and there's the vibrations causing, like, all the ground to basically... I don't know if, like, the vibration makes sand come to the surface, or it actually breaks the rock down into, like, a powder. Nope, but now we're getting the full reveal out. Now it says just its shell, but I don't know if that means like actually organic part of it, or that's just like an outer layering of rock and stone. But this is Shara Ishvalda, who basically just gave me a dragon piercer in return for what I gave it. And see, the weird thing is, now it looks like it's using like air jets for that. So how does this monster have that stone armoring? Is that actually like a shell, or... Shara was a monster, still is, has a lot of questions for me, for like how it's supposed to exactly work. Because I believe what the wings are, those are actually like jets of air that it's using and shooting forward. But my only issue with that is how do you have jets of air creating like the vibrations and working through like the stone armor? Like it wasn't shooting the jets at us. But how does the stone armor stick so well on it? Okay, I don't know if that gave me the tenderize on the head or not. Oh, it did. This is where I do like using the bow, with all of its evasive options. Comes in very handy. No? Did I actually get that to drop on him? No, I don't think so. It looked like I might have, but... It does seem like Shar does have a weakness to the blast status in both the armored form and this, like, revealed form. Ooh, gotta be careful of the curtain. Oh, even being careful of that, still got hit. Yeah, compared to Runer, I think this is going to be a much easier fight. It's just that we've had a lot to try taking care of before we got here. Ow. Yeah, basically turned the entire ground into a minefield there. Thank you, Runa. Okay, I don't really have a good place to stand for trying to take him on right now, so I've got to see if I can drag him over. Doesn't look like he's too thrilled about moving past his little defenses, is he? Nope. And now the eyes are open. Oh, I thought I could get up there. God, would you get out of the frickin' quicksand? Okay, there. At least he's moving towards me there. Oh. And that counts as being on him. Let's see if I can get a tenderize. Nope, and... oh, right, his spectacle shot. Which is basically a giant air bomb? Again, I'm not entirely sure of some of Char's moves and what it's utilizing. It's basically a gigantic shockwave. I'm not exactly sure how to describe, like, what it did. It funneled air into, like, a sphere and then dropped it into the ground? And... okay, I do have rations on me, so I can get that little bit of stamina back up. just shoot that into your face. I don't know if you'll actually hit anything, but... I was hoping to just see if I could get a little bit of... a stun off. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my best strategy is to go for here. I might start using the blast coatings again. Oh, I dodged into that. Okay, get that for some health. I was hoping to try to get a blast on the foot and maybe knock it over, get some better strikes in. But I don't think it's going to let me do that. Okay, and it's going over there, so we're well out of the way of its attacks. Because yeah, it like creates this weird air sphere, and once it drops and lands, that's what I was after. Finally got that broken. And let's just play into as much as we can there. Yeah, one thing about the eyes is wherever you face the camera, those eyes will follow you. And let's just get more of those raining out. There we go. Actually, went down a little easier than I thought it would have. You just run circles. Yeah, I love the stone form Chargevalda has, but I really dislike this form of it, just because it doesn't feel like it meshes with the other thing there. But we can carve everything we can off of it, and that's another hunt done, and the story to a close. And plenty to have carved off. I think Shara does work as a fair endgame boss, but I don't know if it pieces together all the things about, like, why it's causing the song all across the Everstream. I don't know if it's like... It might tell us, actually. We'll wait and see how the story plays out. Or, like, how it wraps everything up with it. Eee, hero pose.
You did it.
Thank goodness you're...
it wasn't for you, your partner and I would have had to give up our search. Truly, thank you.
I'll record everything. This investigation, the old Everwyrm, all of it.
Got your work cut out for you. That was truly an adventure to remember. I have nothing to regret. But now what do I do?
A great woman once told me, you either push forward or go home. There's no time to second guess yourself.
You're right. Now that we're done here, I'll have to find a new hobby.
Hey! You kids okay?
Any injuries?
Dude, you were awesome!
Good to see you unharmed. Good work. Bravo.
This thing's huge.
My word. To think it was meddling with the Everstream.
What are you guys doing here?
It was the Commission's decision to leave this assignment to the 5th Fleet.
But it was my decision that we ought to go. And that's why we're here. You got the job done, as expected.
All right, time to head back.
We're not.
Impossible.
Time for round 2? All right! You want some? Come get some!
It's alive?
God, that makes Runer look huge from the angle. And he's peacing out.
Go figure. Just another link in the food chain.
A bit of an interesting end screen, so it looks like it was just the raining volley that actually was the last thing that put Shara down. Doesn't look too thrilled about it. But yeah, I want to see if it's going to include more reason as to, like, the song and everything. Because we should probably have another cutscene here that is the full credits and wrap-up, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll just gotta let it go along, and yeah, I feel like there could have been a little bit more to include Runer Nergigante into things. Shara's design, it still confuses me a little bit with not so much like the ability to do the jets or whatever, but that shell armor it kind of had to it. It looked like it was made of stone and everything, but I don't know how it, like, formed to be so maneuverable on it. Like, it was pretty slow-moving and heavy, but he was still able to do a fair bit of movement, and it's not like it was like shaking loose and falling off it. So I don't know.
Ready. Maybe I'll never be. I just don't know.
But sir, you were great out there.
I agree. If I was in a dangerous spot, it'd be fine if, you lost your cool and went a little nuts. It shows that you care.
That's right.
Reconsider.
Come on, sir.
All right.
All right! Now that it's settled, what's our next job?
About that.
Yeah, the main cast.
Unbelievable. The Legiana Abnormality, Velcana, and the other Elder Dragons were all linked to the old Everwyrm.
That's all we know. We saw with our own eyes what it did when it rooted itself in the Everstream. But despite our best efforts, I'm afraid we're left with more questions than answers.
One thing's for sure. It took its sweet time. It crept in quietly, spread its influence, and then...
And when things reach a tipping point, the abnormalities start showing up.
Wait, if that's the case, won't the ecosystem eventually just destroy itself?
No. That's where Nergi Gante comes in.
What?
Natural purification. Nature. It has unique mechanisms to detect irregularities and balance itself. Perhaps against such a large irregularity, that balancing mechanism was in fact...
Nergigante!
Looks like we still have much to learn.
So it's basically the Hunter monster.
Our work is just one part of a balancing mechanism.
Nature is so cool.
Hey, stop talking and start eating.
Time to party!
We better get ready for our next assignment.
The next one?
You know what I'm talking about, sir. Nergigante. We're gonna chase that thing until our legs give out. As always, we'll need you.
Can't stop now. My work isn't done yet. For helping me discover the story behind this shard, I don't think I can thank you enough. You're really an inspiration. We all look up to you. And we'll need you now more than ever. It's a lot of weight on your shoulders. But remember, I'll be right by your side. Just like in that story, The Tale of the Five. Wherever the star shines, the moon's close by. Now that's settled. Come on, partner. Here's to more adventures.
No, and there's a sapphire star in the moon. But yeah, Iceborne, fantastic expansion to add on to base world. As much as the Clutch Claw is divisive for, like, some people really love it, some people really hate it, never bring it back, please bring it back. You have to admit that the story mode took Monster Hunter to another level with, I think, expanded a lot on how World ramped it up a little bit as well. All the monster designs were really good, there weren't any fights that were bad. I know Elatrian is one that people do have more issue with because it doesn't feel like your typical Monster Hunter fight, but my only issue I have with it was that you're not really told how to work its fight until you have to basically, like, lose a few times. But other than those little hiccups, Iceborne was a fantastic experience. And yeah, it was nice to come back through the story mode, play it all again. See how the Iceborne Community Edition mod changed things up a little bit. It feels more natural not playing how, like, base Iceborne sort of works. Because if I were to go back base Iceborne, I know it would be a lot of every time the monster isn't in rage, trying to get the wall slam in just because it's so potent, trying to get the agitator stuff slotted in. It just feels like that makes the fights too similar over and over again because you have the same goal to meet for every monster. Whereas here, you can still have the tenderize, but it doesn't feel like there's all that much of a drop from what you can do if you don't focus too hard on trying to, like, maximize. Hunts don't take super long. It doesn't feel like there's the changes that were put into place that made it so you were such disadvantage if you wouldn't tenderize or do other stuff. And I'm hoping those are some lessons that kind of carry through to Wilds once we do see it. Just have the Slinger as a nice secondary tool, give it some versatility, components, stuff where, like, again, if you're trying to sneak around monster without aggroing it, you can shoot a bit of ammo for distraction, you can have different ammo types to help you out. I don't know if we would see where we have, like, more Slinger ammo weapon attacks, because it's kind of an interesting thing now I'm thinking about it, because if we take out the Clutch Claw, we're also taking out a lot of the aspects of getting, like, a lot of the Slinger ammo. Like things like Piercing Pods, Slinger Thorn, Bomb Pods, stuff like that. A lot of that was because you would tenderize the monster, and that would knock off Slinger ammo for you to use, but not every weapon was given attack to use it. So I don't know if that is something we'll see return for Wilds. Unless maybe they'll change it up where just by naturally attacking the monsters, Slinger ammo might fall off, and then you can use that in the weapon. It's still really early to know what Wilds is going to bring with itself, so it's all speculation and theory so far, but that's something I don't want to get too far into. Basically, my stance still stays the same of, let the developers behind Monster Hunter cook, because they've made some very, very good dishes. And ending with a nice cozy fireplace for the Iceborne expansion. But yeah, with that bringing ICE to a close, I don't actually know what I'm going to bring onto the channel next. I basically have like 3 series I think have wrapped up this week. Carnivore's Legacy, Tamarack Trail, and Iceborne, ICE. So I'll have to figure out what I'm doing. I would like to tackle more Monster Hunter stuff in the future, but with having already gone through 3 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate, I don't know if I'd be able to go through Generations Ultimate just because of how extensive that is as a game. I know people are playing Monster Hunter Frontier. The only issue I have is I don't know about copyright strikes or such. Because I know there has been some mention in the past from other people, like on the Monster Hunter subreddit, that they would get copyright strikes for like showing off the weapon tutorials or some stuff like that. So I don't know if Frontier is like a no-fly zone for videos, or it would be something I could do. I'll have to look a little bit more into that just in case. And for games like Monster Hunter Stories 2, I feel like that's a better stream game, because it kind of feels like there's going to be so much leveling and grinding to do that it'd be good to do it on stream, be able to chat and interact through it all. So yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for what's next, so I'll have to spend some time figuring that out. But thankfully, I should have enough time to figure something to slot on. But back to Celiana. And looks like we're coming out after the morning after the party.
Been waiting for you. Hope you're ready. Come on.
How about here?
Can I take a look?
Don't touch, please.
Good. You're here. Hope you're ready.
Yeah. And that's where we will end things off for the series here. There is another step that opens up into like the guiding lands and everything. But I haven't really had many comments coming in for the Iceborne ICE series, so I don't really think it'll be something we'll tackle. We'll probably wrap it all up here. But it was a fantastic series, a return to Iceborne, and properly able to show it all off in better video quality as well. So thank you all very much for joining me on this series, And if you did enjoy it or the video, be sure to give them a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, share in the comments right down below. Until I see you all next series, video, or episode of Survivors and Hunters, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.